The Crown es una serie creada por Peter Morgan y producida por Netflix de carácter biográfico que se centra en la vida de la reina Isabel II de Inglaterra. La serie explora la vida personal de la reina, pero también plasma el mundo de la posguerra. Una serie que ustedes no se querrán perder y que se estrenará el próximo 4 de noviembre. Hoy nos acompaña John Lithgow aquí en Panorama.
Long live Queen Elizabeth.
So welcome to Panorama from Colombia.
Thank you.
It's a real pleasure to have you with us.
It's a wonderful pleasure for me.
So The Crown, what can we expect to see on screen in November?
Well, it's quite a spectacle. It's like they sold the crown jewels to pay for it. It's a beautiful physical production. It just creates the world of Buckingham Palace and 10 Downing Street, but also post-war London. It's very gritty and real. It takes place in a kind of unexamined period of British history, 6-7 years after the war, when England is still humbled. It's a country still in terrible trouble, and it's a constitutional monarchy. They have lost their king, and they suddenly have this very, very young queen. All of these things, to me, make it for a great, great story.
So you've played so many roles throughout the years. What do you think is like the most particular or special thing about this one?
Well, the character of Churchill. He's a fascinating man, endlessly fascinating. I do my best to play Churchill, but I'll never be exactly like him. There's nobody exactly like Churchill. There's me and there's Churchill. My role is somewhere in between. For an actor, it's simply wonderful to play such a fascinating man that is so well written. It's not just Churchill, it's his relationships with all these very complex people. It's just what you look for all the time.
So was it a little bit challenging? You know, you're American and, you know, this great Englishman.
It was challenging, it was terrifying, but I was also extremely flattered. I was very honored to be asked. And I was asked by Stephen Daldry, who's one of our great directors, a director I'd always wanted to work with. I knew Stephen slightly. It was just, I immediately knew I wanted to do this. My agent called me, and I would say after about 40 seconds, I already said yes. I also have a great affection for England. I went to drama school there when I was a kid. I worked with the Royal Shakespeare Company and the National Theatre and done a lot of British roles, which is why they came up with this idea. It's not something I would ever have thought of. I never would have cast myself as Churchill, but I'm awfully glad they did.
Well, I'm so excited to see you in a few weeks.
Thank you.